Hello everyone. Can we all hear me? Hello, can we all hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome officially to the closing ceremony of the Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship program. I want to give a special shout out to everyone who has joined in on time. Please just to remind us that this closing ceremony is actually for us, and please we want to have as many mentees on this call as much as possible. So please, we can do our best to reach out to our co-mentees to join in our different subgroups so that we can have quite a number of us on the call. All right, welcome once again, everyone. We will be starting right about now. All right, so like I said, special thanks to everyone who has made it to this session. We are happy to have you all on the call. So far, we have gone through 7 weeks of the CHIPS Mentorship and Internship Program, and it has been interesting so far. I'm sure just like me, right, you have had a wonderful time over the course of the program, and you have learned quite a lot. You have built solid relationships, and you have overall gotten to connect with not just mentees, but also mentors, and your knowledge base in the courses that you have chosen has been refined, and you will be using this information or the informations that you have learned in your different courses to advance yourself in your careers. So so just to begin, we would like to kindly welcome the mentors. We're expecting some mentors onto this call, and we would just like to say thank you to all the mentors that we had, all through the program. These are the faces of the mentors that we have had across our several courses that you can see listed there. Sorry, just a moment. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, like I said, like I was saying, these are the faces of the mentors that have taken us all through the several courses that we have. We have courses in fintech, patent drafting, energy industry, intellectual property, entertainment, business and law, data protection and privacy, medical health tech and law, alternative dispute resolution, artificial intelligence, and emerging technologies. So just to also point out that if you're still interested in still coming back, right, and you want to take other courses, you can kindly do so. You can always re-register, and we will do well to have you, right? And please, we want to encourage you, just like you have started this particular just like you have started in this particular week with sharing the flyers, we want to encourage you to do so so that more people can get to have the same experience that you've had over the course of this program. I'm sure that it has been valuable, very, very, very much valuable to you. And we expect that this message or this program will get to reach so many others. So yes, so we want to welcome once again our mentors. We're expecting a few of them in today's session. We want to welcome them, right, to the closing ceremony. And we just want to say a big thank you to them for everything that they have done for us over the course of the program Yeah, I can see Professor Mateos. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. We are happy to have you on board. So just before we get into our keynote speech for today, we want to just give the room maybe 3 minutes or so to have maybe Prof just say a word of encouragement to our mentees as we start our closing ceremony. Prof, Mateos, if you're with us, we just want to quickly hear from you, maybe in a minute or two, just say a word or two to our aspiring professionals in their different fields. Maybe just an advice from you on, how you would want them to shape themselves up as they try to push within the lines of their careers. Thank you very much, Mr. Matthias, for joining us.
Well, yeah, sure. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I hope that you can see and hear me. So, uh, I like I said during our conversation 2 weeks ago, I think that the most important thing for those who want to work in the privacy area is to actually two things, I would say. First, to understand how to perform privacy risk assessments. I think that this is important in terms of understanding how to do a data protection impact assessment or a privacy impact assessment, defining risks and thinking about risks not only in terms of IT security risks, for example, confidentiality, integrity, availability, of course, this is important, but also, like I said, privacy specific risks, for example, processing more data than necessary, or profiling, working with, excuse me, working, maybe companies will come to you and say, hey, we just want to collect data here and there, and it seems simple. But then when you dig deeper, you see that actually, like I said, there is profiling, there is automated decision making. So understanding what privacy risks are and how to tackle them, I think it's a very important knowledge and action points that everyone should have. And the second one, not to extend myself too much, is to understand how to deal with the business. What I mean is you have to be careful because you have to find a balance between the business interests and what the legislation says. And here, of course, I'm not saying that, oh, you're gonna say no, you can do everything that you want, business. Of course, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, how will you, well, explain what the business needs to do? So when I say that you have to find these balances, it's in that sense, like you can't be the no person. You can't be the one who will always say, no, that's not possible. No, this is not allowed. No, you can't do that. Because if you become the no person, so of course, either people will hate you or people will just ignore you and then do it anyways. So you have to be careful in the sense of saying, no, this is not allowed, but you can do in another way, for example, or you can collect less data, or you can use these or that security measures to mitigate the risk, for example. So I think that this is also important, how to send a message to the business that yes, you were there to make the company be compliant, but at the same time make the company earn some money, because at the end this is what private companies will want. So earn money, have profit. So there is this balance, of course, without opening or without crossing the line in terms of legislation. Of course, this is unthinkable actually, but you have to know how to deal with the business. This is what I mean, and this is what I mean. I've been doing for some time already, in the sense of saying yes, you can do it like this, but you can do like that. So promoting privacy and making privacy an enabler in the company, not a blocker. So yeah, thank you, and I'll stop here. But yeah, happy to jump in if needed. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Prof. Thank you so much for your shared thoughts. Professor Mateos is a mentor on the data privacy and protection class. He was available for the navigating the rules of a data protection officer. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us also for the closing ceremony. We are happy
Sure.
to have you on board.
Thank
Yes,
you.
so we'll be over to our keynote speaker for today, in the person of Mr. Joseph Obo. Mr. Joseph Obo happens to be the mentor on human rights and business, and also the co-founder of Jiipcc, right? So we'd like to give him the next 20 minutes just overall to speak to our mentees, just to share his thoughts on how he would want us to forge ahead, as we move on this journey post the Jiipcc mentorship and internship program. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis. Professor Mateus, it's a pleasure to meet you on this platform. I will do very well to see how I can go through your sessions so that at least I could learn it, too. My background is actually in information technology and telecommunications law from Strathclyde University in Glasgow, Scotland. So I know that privacy-related matters are, very key to the foundation of any developing society. So thank you, everyone. I want to say a very big thank you to the mentees. I'm so excited that the journey to learning never really ends. My excitement basically is that you have stayed the course for these past 7 weeks, and I hope that we have the renewed energy to push ahead beyond all of the information that we've received. And my hope is that we can move from mentorship to impact. And I hope that with just the remaining few words that I have to share, I just hope that one person, it might not apply to everyone, but my hope is that one person will take just a little from what I would share to make their lives better. And at the end of the day, we would be able to see that, it's one thing to be mentored, and it's another thing entirely to see how we can use that information as the fuel that ignites us for a better tomorrow, for a better future. My presentation would most likely, because Jiipcc Mentorship Program, it's Afrocentric in some way, in the sense that it's open to young professionals, university students, or anyone seeking knowledge from the African continent. And this program has been on for, I would say, roughly 5 to 6 years now, and we've had almost about 1,800 plus mentees go through this program from roughly 10 to 11, 12 African countries. Of course, the highest number of participants are from Nigeria, but we've had other Africans across the continent join us through the mentorship program. So I'll just quickly proceed by saying that in Africa, when a child is born, I grew up with my dad, who grew up with his dad, of course, and much of all that knowledge about community, about the continent, are things that have actually fueled us. And that was basically one of the things that really gave birth to Jiipcc in the first place. The desire to give back, not even having so much to give at the time, but the desire to give back, the desire to see that people's lives are actually changed. And that's why the mentorship program even started in the first place. So I would just quickly share, and the first thing I would say is we have to be realistic with where we are. As Africans, we have to be realistic with where we are. We know what the challenges are. We know what the opportunities are. The beautiful thing is that we don't grow. We grow in bits. But I'm trying to let us know that this program that you've all been part of, this mentorship program, is not necessarily a ladder in that sense. It's actually a bridge that should take us from one point to another. So when we talk about moving from mentorship to impact, I would like to let you know that there is somebody out there who requires some level of hope, because hope is still a commodity that we sell a lot in Africa because of the way the governance and leadership structures on the continent has actually been forged over the years. So I've come with a message to let you know that you are that hope that somebody else wants to see, somebody else wants to be like. Having gone through this program, I'm extremely sure that you've refreshed yourself in terms of new knowledge. You have new knowledge, you have new ideas, you've met your mentors, you've discussed with your mentees, you've met with your mentors, you've had relations with the mentees, your co-mentees, and you've learned how to work as a team. You've learned how to work together to come up with maybe assignments, projects that you have worked on across the number of weeks that you've been here together. So my aspiration, or better yet, what I think we have now going is that we have a new way of thinking. Much of the information you've received may not necessarily have been things that you were exposed to before now. So you are that exporter of knowledge. The mentorship program should necessarily not be something that keeps you in a static state of motion, because everything is moving, whether you are static or not. The continent, the world is moving in an oscillatory motion and all of that. So the point now is you have to move beyond what you have learned or what you have received during the mentorship program, and you have to see how you can take that word out there to someone who needs it. You can also use that program, like what you've learned from the program, to start a new journey. There's this quote, there's this African wisdom quote that says, in every African village, wisdom is passed from the elder to the youth. True stories, guidance, examples. And this is what the mentorship program is really about. We've shared through the experiences that people have gathered over decades. When you speak to someone like Professor Matthias, for example, you know that you are leveraging on more than 20 years minimum, if I'm not mistaken, more than 20 years of experience, of knowledge, of transformation. He has brought 20 years minimum into the classroom, into the sessions, and a lot of all the other mentors as well. They've brought their lives, they've brought their successes, they've brought their failures, and they've delivered that to you in a capsule. That capsule that will prevent you from having to, fall into certain traps that they would have, fallen into, across the process of time. So this mentorship program is not the end to learning. The aspiration is that you would move from learning, you will begin to transform into different things. You'll begin to make sure that your society is better, your understanding is better, and you are transmitting the same value to those you would be coming across. So what does a mentor do? A mentor only lights the fire. Your responsibility is to keep that fire burning. Some of us might delve into different areas in life, into the academics, into business, into politics, into governance, into entertainment, into regulatory compliance. Just think about it. The opportunities are actually boundless. So it's your responsibility to make sure that whatever the Jiipcc mentorship program has been for you is only a springboard for you to be able to catapult yourself into greater possibilities. And those possibilities are all around us. They are all around you. And I'm very sure that for many of us who took the time to really allow the mentorship program to pull through your spirit, pull through your soul, you may already have began to put things down that you would want to see in the next phase of your life. I know that many of us here are university students, and of course the question would always arise, what's my purpose after school? That happens a whole lot. It happened to some of us. Some of us use the master's route to buy additional time. Some of us use the NYSC route. I'm talking to Nigerians now, the NYSC route, to buy additional time. But the beauty is that in any desire towards purpose, one thing is always sure. You can never really be too focused on purpose without necessarily having that light inside of you. And that is what the mentorship program has done. It has lit the fire. It has lit up the light that is already inside of you. What you do with that light after this program is what is going to determine whether this program is really successful or not. We would want to see our mentees aspire for greater heights. We've had course over the course of the past 3 to 5 years. We've had mentors, mentees move from the Jiipcc mentorship program. They reach out to us. We write letters for those going to Harvard, those going to different, very prime and prestigious universities across the world, in search of further knowledge and in search of the fact that they want to contribute much more to the body of knowledge, not just to be hearers only, but to be part of those individuals who would shape policies, who will shape policies in governance in different sectors of the economy. So that is the aspiration of the Jiipcc Mentorship Program. So my hope today really is that the mentors have done an exceptional job. That's really not a hope, because I know they have. They have done an exceptional job. They have lit up your minds. They have lit up your minds with boundless possibilities, with the knowledge that you have. But one thing I know for sure is there's this challenge, and I actually faced this challenge myself as an individual, where we stay in the place of learning. We learn. It's just like, okay, like I do a lot around personal development engagements personally, and I realized that sometimes you spend months listening to beautiful speeches, listening to beautiful presentations. Like you stay in that place of reading books, jotting points, having points. Like I have a diary actually where I write ideas. And sometimes when I look at that document and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't necessarily taken action on up to maybe 1% or even 0.5% of all the things that I have written down. So the challenge, therefore, is how do you move from learning to leading? How do you move? How do you move from learning to leading? I was reading this book. I can't remember the author now, but I think I have the book somewhere, and it's more of like on the 80-20, the 80-20 rule. It's a yellow cover, book. And one of the key things that I picked out from that book is having to move from learning to strategy, having strategy, then moving to execution. So I know that from here, you have learned a lot. You have strategy already. Many of us may have already written down plans, things you want to do beyond the mentorship program. You would have right now, we would give certificates out. I'm very sure we are going to have picture time. And like I told some persons at my session in the business and human rights session, I told them on the need to see how they can maximize the opportunity to be in a learning environment. Just look at this as your own Harvard. Look at this as your own Said Business School, for example, or as your own Oxford, and see how that you can leverage on the opportunities that you've had here to meet with mentors, to meet with mentees, to meet with different people. Let this necessarily not be a stop in itself, but let it be a start. You can still start today. If you haven't networked properly, if you haven't met persons on the program, today might necessarily not be a bad idea for you to see how you can also put that into action. So the point I'm also making here is I want you to walk away from the mentorship program, not just with new knowledge, but with a personal strategy for growth. Nobody really makes the greatest amount of impact without having a personal strategy for growth. A strategy in itself is not necessarily enough. A strategy in itself is not necessarily enough. You need to have like a very bright vision of what your life really is necessarily supposed to be, and that is what would fuel you to move towards execution. We take programs of these kinds a lot. We listen to a lot of very great people, but the main power that you have is in your execution. So let's not stay on strategy alone. A lot of beautiful things. Oh, Nigeria has these lapses in this area. South Africa has it. Burundi has it. Malawi has it. Egypt has it. Ethiopia has it. Like, we see all the problems. And we have come into this program looking at or receiving a lot of solutions along the line that should jumpstart our thinking process. And that thinking process doesn't just stop with the accumulation of knowledge. You have to look for an avenue to be able to dispense that knowledge. When the founder of the Jiipcc Mentorship Program started out, her strategy, that's Juliana Owajimam, Obo Joseph, her strategy basically was she had gone through a series of taking certifications. Sometimes maybe in a month, she could do like maybe 12 to 15 different courses on LinkedIn, for example, do other courses on other platforms. And it was information overload. So one of the things that came to her mind at the point was, how can I push out this information beyond my person? She started with the first mentee. The first mentee of the Jiipcc program was actually one person, one individual that was taken through a 9 weeks program. And after a while, she was like, oh, wow, this is really interesting. I think we should open this to much more individuals, which she finally did. And right now, 4 to 5 years down the line, we are matching up to about 2,000 mentees within this program. So what I'm just trying to say is that there is something you've picked out from this mentorship program that is necessarily not meant for you, is meant for somebody else, is meant for somebody else. And you are that bridge. You are that bridge that would facilitate the life of that individual. So the earlier you begin to take action, the earlier you begin to execute on what it is your growth strategy is, the better our society would definitely become. So I would ask few questions, and I would say one of which is, what problem really bonds in your heart for Africa? What problems bonds in your heart? Africa is even too large. Let's even trim it down to your country. Then let's go to your community. Then let's go to your immediate environment. What problems do you see? What can you solve with much of the information that you have received during this session? Another thing I would say is the skills that you have are like the wings that you have. Those skills that you have learned from these sessions, the digital skills, your ability to solve problems, to work in teams, those are the things that should necessarily propel you into becoming that better person that you already are, because I believe that you wouldn't definitely have been able to go through this program without necessarily becoming better. The other thing which I had on my slide is you need to network like an eagle. You know, your mentors are not ladders. I said that earlier on. They're actually bridges. You need to connect. You need to connect. I cannot overemphasize the need for connection, because I've come to realize basically that your certifications, your certificates, you go to school, you have all these beautiful, you have a certificate from your university, you do courses, you have certificates. Much of the time those certificates are very important, but your human relation, your connection skill, how are you able to build meaningful alliances? That is what this program is also about. The ability that the platform has given you an opportunity to be able to leverage on your mentors, leverage on your co-mentees, leverage on the Jiipcc platform itself in terms of you achieving your own personal goals or academic goals. Any goal in life you feel that this program can help you to that the program can nudge you closer to you getting to where you want to get to in life. Please feel very free, engage with us. We are willing to help you all the way, and to see how that we can say some years from now that, wow, this person at this point in society or in life was a Jiipcc mentee, is somebody that went through our program. That would definitely be the joy for us. Then additionally, I'm almost rounding up. Additionally, I would want you to look inward to the point of asking yourself, what bold action can I take today? You necessarily don't have to wait for, you're not waiting for next year. You're not waiting for maybe 6 months down the line or 3 months down the line. What can you do now? What can you do today to create that difference that would create a difference in the lives of other people? So that might be a question that you want to ask yourself. That might be a question you want to ask yourself. And if you're still quite confused, you can still engage with your mentors. And I'm very sure that everybody that has come on this platform, they are more of givers, they are not takers, because it takes somebody who wants to really lend a helping hand to another person to be on the Jiipcc platform as a mentor. None of the mentors are paid, but they are paying into the future. So that's what the Jiipcc program is really about. So please do not be shy. If you're somebody who really you want to have an embrace with greatness, you want to have an embrace with greatness, you have to reach out. You have to take that bold step. What is your own bold step? Who can assist you to reach that particular point that you want to get to? Your mentors are part of the platform that can actually see you through to your own preferred destination. So I would just say that the essence of all of this, beyond making your community great, beyond making your country great, is to make Africa great. And I say that because the last speaker who made the keynote during the last Jiipcc mentorship and internship session, that's Professor. I'm trying to remember his name now. Yeah, I would definitely remember his name before that. That's Professor Oko. Yes, he's in the US, and he talked about the potentials that exist within the continent that remains yet untapped, and why that as young people, as young professionals, as students, we need to begin to ask the right questions so that we can begin to get the right answers. And somebody once said, I can't remember if it was in a movie, I'm not too sure now. The quote goes like, when the teacher is ready, or when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So you were ready and the mentors came along. And I'm encouraging you now that you can interface beyond this program with your mentors. There is so much more that resides. You can even continue your mentorship program with some of your mentors. You can continue that engagement. You can also see how you can be useful to the work that they do. Invariably, that also gives you much more experience, much more knowledge power to be able to influence your community, and of course to be able to become an influencer in your chosen space. So I encourage us. The slide I have here says Africa would rise when you rise. That's not there, but Africa is only going to rise when you rise. Africa is not a place. Africa is its people. And I believe that this mentorship program has added a lot of value to the continent by you just taking out the time for the past 7 weeks to be part of this program. And I trust that when you grow, Africa will definitely grow. When you lead with integrity, innovation, and impact, Africa will become unstoppable. So that's the idea. That's the energy I want us to leave here with. The energy of a growth mindset, the energy of strategic alliances that you can build through this program. So I challenge you, be a generation that turns potential into power. We've had a lot of conversations around the potentials are the things that we discussed, but the people that will really get to the power zone are those that will begin to take action from today. This is necessarily not maybe a motivational session, because that's not what it is. Because I've also shared with you how that Jiipcc started. If somebody could start Jiipcc just from a mobile phone, having studied so much on YouTube, then got on a mobile phone and began to share with one individual who signed up as the first person. And right now we are almost capping, we are headed towards 2,000 mentees that have gone through this program. That should tell you that you have more than a laptop, you have more than a phone, you have much more resources with you to be able to contribute to the general good, of your community, your country, and of course the continent, and by extension the world at large. So I would also say that be a generation that transforms mentorship into movement. I want to begin to see some engagements in the future that you as mentees are part of, and you let us know this is the initiative that you're carrying out, this is what you're doing out there, this is the value that you are creating. That is the joy for us as the Jiipcc mentorship and internship program. Then finally, I would say that transformation definitely comes to those who are willing to provide transformation, because I've seen that through time. Persons who have necessarily transformed the world did not transform the world by wishful thinking. They transformed the world by creating transformational opportunities for other persons' needs or problems or challenges to be solved. Those are the solution providers. You can be that person. You have all it takes. There's really nothing stopping anyone from doing great things and from leveraging on all the opportunities that the Jiipcc platform has provided for you to become a better person. Yeah, so the call to action, this is in closing. When lions learn from lions, the jungle listens. If that could sink in a little bit, it would be nice. When lions learn from lions, the jungle listens. You have learned from the best. Now it's time to act on what you have learned. The society is waiting. The jungle is waiting. So I encourage you, go forward and lead, go forward and build, go forward and make your mark. Let the greatness of our continent, of our community, of our country, let that greatness, let the story of that greatness not be complete without your own input. So please go out there, what you have picked out from the mentorship program, try to look for ways to make sure that you can repackage that to some other persons, that you can also be a thought leader, you can be an influencer, you can begin to influence your own community, you can begin to influence other persons in your universities, in your faculties across the country, across the continent, and we can together begin to build a new movement of persons who are willing to take action and who are willing to cause positive change on the African continent and of course the world in general. Thank you so very much for giving me your time. I hope that we can do this on maybe a different platform, on another platform, but I hope that we can do this again. We can continue to learn and relearn from one another. Thank you very much. To all our mentors, I want to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you for making this happen. The Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship Program is not complete, is incomplete without our mentors. You've given your time, you've given your energy, you've given your life, you've given so much to make this program a success. We are indeed, as Jiipcc Academy, very grateful for that. And to all the mentees, I just want to charge you, go forward, build, make your mark. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph, for such a wonderful keynote from you. We really, really appreciate your shared thoughts in this particular closing ceremony. We want to say a big thank you for putting up the initiative together with the founder to bring this particular program to life. We have had so many people who have become eventual beneficiaries of this particular program, of which this new set is a part of. And we just want to say thank you for the initiative and your step that you have taken to making sure that the continent of Africa is a better place overall. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Obo. Right. So yes. So once again, a big thank you to everyone who has been able to make it to the closing ceremony. We want to say well done and congratulations once again to the mentees. Thank you to the mentors who have joined in for the closing ceremony also. A big thank you. I can see a few of us on the call. I can see Mr. Marks. Thank you so much, Mr. Marks, for joining in. We're happy to have you on board. I can also see Mr. Okeogene Ubehe. Thank you so much, sir, for joining in. Mr. Okeogene is a mentor on the energy industry class. Thank you so much, sir. We are happy to have you on board. And also, Mr. Marks is a mentor in both the FinTech and the IP class. Thank you so much, Mr. Marks. So just necessarily to give us a breakdown of what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a little take or just a little word of encouragement from the mentors on call, right? We'll give them, I think, about 2 or 3 minutes to just a word of advice, right, for the mentees. And then we would also give the floor or room to the mentees also to just say a word or two on how the program has impacted them. You can tell us your course, the course that you are under, how the program has impacted you, and what you would want to use the knowledge you had gained from this program moving forward. But firstly, before we move to the mentees, we would like to just quickly hear from the mentors, share maybe in a word or two, maybe an advice that they would have for our mentees moving forward. So just to give the floor over to our mentors, I would like to firstly call on Mr. Okeogene. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I would just like to hear you, maybe just an advice or two, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining once again. We're happy to have you in this closing ceremony.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jiipcc, again, for the opportunity and for giving us the opportunity to make our own impact. Especially, I want to thank Joseph Obo again. Very, very insightful keynotes that you made here. I think it's loud enough, the message that you have passed. Such a platform that Jiipcc is to give young people an opportunity to learn. And I think you put it in the right context that there's lessons everywhere, there's knowledge everywhere, but setting a strategy for yourself to take knowledge into strategy and then into actionable plans for your life that would impact not just you, but the generations. The knowledge you have, like he put it, is not for you, but it's for the next generation, the next person you part. And it's so profound. I've never heard about the story of Jiipcc, how it started, how one person, one mentee that Juliana took has now become, an echo of over 22,000 people that has been said. So great things start small. And we believe that the session we spent now has triggered something in all of you to say, I can do something different. I can make the jungle mature, or in this actual context, I can make Africa great. So I just want to re-echo what the keynote has said. Take this as a call to action. How do you implement this? There should be actionable plans for you, the lessons you have learned. And one of the parts I really love is the mentorship really continues, as I said. You can reach out to any of the mentors you know that has reached out to you, any of the mentors that has impacted on you. See how you can help him, how you can learn more from him. And again, that puts you on a steady path to your growth. So I think basically I just wanted to re-echo that the keynote has really captured it all. But again, our learning must continue. We must go beyond learning to implement. Thank you once more, Jiipcc, for the opportunity. I believe we are also, as mentors, also the mentees give us the opportunity to also learn and implement some of the things that we've had in our heart already. So it's not just our knowledge, we're also impacting, we're also learning from the mentees, from the next generation, from the younger ones, to learn what are the things that trigger it, how their thoughts are very different from how we think, and then it becomes actionable insight for us as well as we go ahead. So thank you, Jiipcc. Thank you, all the mentees. Let's not take this as an end, but a beginning for another journey for you into greatness. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Okeogene. We are happy to hear from you. Like I earlier said, Mr. Okeogene has been a very consistent mentor for us in the energy industry class. I think several mentees have gone through his class, and surprisingly enough, Mr. Okeogene took the extra step to also participate as a mentee in the program. So he registered, took the course also. So, it's just to show how much dedication he has shown to this our actual program, and we want to say a very, very big thank you, Mr. Okeogene, for everything that you have done for us so far. We are really, really grateful. And just like he said, please, we would like to encourage you to take advantage of the fact that you have met with our mentors. You can always do well to try as much as possible to contact them. Some of them, we have sent their emails to you. So if you do have their emails, you can send out an email reaching out to them. If you need help, you can also contact us, and we'll try to see how much we can help you as much as we can. So yes, we still have another mentor that would like to I would just like for us to hear from him in a few minutes, and then we'll move over back to the mentees, or we'll move to the mentees to just overall get how your experience with the program has been so far. So, Mr. Max, if you are still with us, we also want to give you the floor for you to just, in a moment or two, share some advice for our mentees, and also anything you just like to just say as maybe a word of inspiration or motivation for the mentees.
Okay, thank you very much, Dennis. And let me again thank and commend the organizers. Of course, I must thank Mr. Joseph for that very inspiring keynote. I'm so glad I caught a part of that keynote. Of a truth, it is keynotes like this that we need now in Africa to really get us up and running, particularly in the professional services space. Because unfortunately, as Africans, we have been attuned to being a resource people. So we are more of materials and less of services. But unfortunately, in the global economy now, what is cutting the deal really services is not really goods, it's not really material. So that is why a program like Jiipcc is really wonderful. And like Mr. Joseph said in his keynote, what Jiipcc does for you is, I mean, it's easy enough to learn these things on your own, but having a coordinated space where you have fellow mentees, you have mentors, essentially have community, and community makes you go further, because that's the wisdom of Africa, that community makes you go further. You can go faster and further, and that is what Jiipcc has done. For some of us, I mean, when I was an undergraduate and I got qualified as a lawyer, I didn't know a lot. I just came with the basic things that our educational system throws at you, which doesn't really prepare you for the real world of work, and then you get into the world of work and suddenly, again, leaning on Mr. Joseph, you're in the jungle, and then you have to start finding your way, clearing a path for yourself. Sometimes you end up in the wrong place altogether. It takes a lot longer and all of that. But a program like Jiipcc helps you, put you in a community that could help you go really far. One of the things I would always want to tell you is that in a program like Jiipcc, there's a vertical alignment where you connect with mentors, which is important. But I want to not to focus on that, but talk about the lateral, the diagonal connections you make with your fellow mentees. Please do not take it for granted. If you're in the professional services space, you need to understand first and foremost that the professional services space is really about relationships, a people business. So I'm a lawyer, for instance. I know a couple of you here are lawyers or aspiring lawyers. In that space, really, it's about relationships. People do not give work to people just because of competence. Competence plays a part, and I'm not downplaying competence, but before competence plays a part, it's really about relationship first and foremost. So it is because your fellow mentee here is going to, tomorrow become the head of, the head in the company. You'd remember somebody in class who really showed a lot of passion in an area, and he could call you and say, look, come consult for us, come and be a lawyer and all of that. So you need to value the relationships you are making with your fellow mentees as much as you value the relationship you are getting along with the mentors as well. So I'll just end on this note and again thank the organizers. Of course, Dennis, who has always been here, Sophie, who always sends helpful reminders. My goodness, Sophie, God bless you. And Dennis as well, who has always been the rock, coordinating all the classes, morning, night, and evening, and is always on his top game at every session. I really thank you guys. And of course, to the founder, Juliana Imam is just an incredible lady. Does all of this and then just hides behind in the background somewhere. She's not out there, hustling to take all the glory, but you have really done something. I mean, Mr. Joseph said close to 2,000. That is marvelous. Because myself personally, I've been in court. I was at the conference in Lagos last month. And somebody said, oh, I was one of your mentees on Jiipcc program 2 years back. In fact, I've actually had somebody from Jiipcc come to my office, intern, and even worked with us for a while before she transitioned. And that also reminds me to just say that at the moment we are open for any IP person who would like to do an internship and which could also translate and become a full engagement as well. We are open for that. So I would share details with Sophie. She could circulate to the mentees. If you are interested, please apply. We are willing to take someone on IP track within the office, even the fintech track as well. We don't mind. Somebody who is really interested in those areas, we don't mind taking you for now. So thanks again, everyone. And of course, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm sorry at the moment I'm not usually very frequently on LinkedIn, but you can get my numbers directly from the organizers. Please send me a message on WhatsApp. That's always the quickest way to reach me. You have my permission to reach out to me at any time. And late in the night actually is even easier. That's when I respond the fastest. So don't feel free to reach out to me at any point in time. So thanks again, everyone. Look forward to seeing you guys, please. And when you see me at the conference or in court, always let me know. It makes me feel really good to see the people I've connected with. Thank you all again. And back to you, Dennis.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Marks. All right, so once again to our mentees, please make sure you take advantage of some of what Mr. Marks has said. You can do well to reach out to the mentors, you can connect with them. And when eventually the information that he talks about is being shared, make sure to try as much as possible to take advantage of it. So yeah, one of the things again that this program seeks to do, that Mr. Joseph points out, is to push for more of a transition from not just being a mentee, but eventually also contributing and maybe even becoming a mentor at some point. We've had a few people who have done that. I don't know if she's still on the call. I'm trying to check through. I noticed that she came on board. So I'm trying to see if she's okay. No, that is in the person of Mrs. Amusa Shukurat. Mrs. Amusa Shukurat also happened to have taken part in the program. She registered, was a mentee, and then now she's a mentor. She has mentored in both the intellectual property class and the patents class also. So those who take the patents course, you are very, very much familiar with Mrs. Amusa Shukurat. She, like we said, she was also a mentee. in the program at some point at the earlier phases of the program. So yeah, so we would like to also have those testimonies replicate themselves, where we have people transitions from not just being mentees or only, but eventually, building themselves and then eventually coming to contribute and then building more people. And that is the chain reaction we want to eventually create, where people transition from learning to also giving back in terms of knowledge from what they have acquired. All right. So what we'll be doing right about now, in the way we'll be going, we don't intend to be too long here in this particular closing ceremony. The idea of the closing ceremony is to just generally to give perspective to what is to just generally give perspective to overall the overall what you have experienced in the last 7 weeks and what you should expect, moving forward after the program has ended. So also hear from you, share your thoughts and your feedback on the program itself, and then we can see how best to encourage you and in ways we can better help, and then just to generally add to the knowledge that you have received, how we can do that for you, and also maybe other engagements that we have for you post the Jiipcc mentorship and internship program. All right, so before we go back to the mentees, or before we go to the mentees, I would just want for our mentors to speak and share their thoughts. So I see Mrs. Amosa Shukurat is on the call. Yes, thank you very much, Ma, again for joining. We've done well to introduce you. Like we said, Mrs. Amosa Shukurat is a mentor on the intellectual property class and the patents class. But in this quarter, she was a mentor on the patents, solely on the patents drafting class. And Ma, we just want to hear you share some advice that you have for our mentees before we go back to hear testimonials from the mentees. Mrs. Shukurat, if you're with us, we want to give you the opportunity in the next few minutes.
Hi, Dennis. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, Ma. We can hear you.
Okay. Apologies, I can't turn on my camera now. I'm not in a very good environment. So good afternoon once again, everyone. I think I joined in when Mr. Mark was giving his speech. Personally, I don't have so much to say, but like they say, you always have to start from somewhere, right? And whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Majority of us were used to be mentees at some point, even though we already have the experience. Don't see yourself as an expert when you know you still need that knowledge that you need. And like I used to say, majority of us like to give ourselves self-acclaimed title, claiming what you are not. And when you do that, it probably allows opportunity to pass you by. So if you are still an IP enthusiast that you are still learning and you still have a lot to learn, but you're already tagging yourself as maybe an IP expert or any title you are giving yourself so far, it reduces opportunity for you. So be open to put yourself out there, meet with people, ask questions. When you are in sessions like this, you ask questions. Don't be afraid to present, because what I noticed from most of our session is whenever the team lead who's supposed to present is probably absent or having network issue, then nobody wants to volunteer to present. You don't know where the waves of life is going to take you to. So all these presentation skills that you've acquired during your IPC will also be useful to you in future. You have that ability to be able to put yourself out there, to present, to put up presentations, and so on and so forth. Also, if you're in a group, it's normal that there will always be, should I say, people that don't participate. Don't say because of people are not participating, you also won't participate. I mean, it might be a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you see that it adds a lot to your own knowledge and portfolio as well. So yes, this mentorship is not the end of it all. Try to also improve yourself. Look for education, seek mentorship, and also don't hesitate to volunteer. Right, IP is still a very new space, and we don't really have so many people that have that in-depth knowledge. So when you see someone that has that in-depth knowledge, don't think twice before you are able to assist them. Reach out. How can I help you? What can I do? And when you are reaching out, make sure when it's time, when they need you to do something, you are also always there to do it. You know, we grow from one place, and before you know it, when there's opportunity, they'll be able to share that opportunity with you as well. So that's it from my side. I really don't have much to say, and I wish everybody success. And thank you, Juliana. Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for this opportunity. It's been great being a mentor at the IPC program. Thank you so much, Dennis.
All right, thank you so much, Mrs. Shukurat, Mrs. Amusa Shukurat. Like we have heard from our mentors, they've shared their very, very best. They have done their own parts, right? And we hope that you also will do your own parts to make sure that you take the knowledge that you have acquired over the course of the program to just overall generally better yourself and better your community and the community around you. So now we want to hear from you, the mentees. We want to give as many people as much people as we can give the floor to just overall share your experiences. We've done that a few times in class where we have heard from you, tell us, how the program has been, what are some of the things you've learned. We want to do that on a much a bigger scale in that sense in the closing ceremony. So in the next maybe 2 to 3 minutes for the mentees, we want to hear you share your experience in the program, all right, and what you use the knowledge to do. But just to generally give us a frame. So when you are called up, right, you will first tell us your name, which course you are taking, how has your experience been, and what you want to use the knowledge that you have acquired to do. So yeah, that's the procedure we'll be taking. So like I said, your name, your course, what you have learned, or how's your experience been, and then what you want to use the knowledge for post the Jiipcc mentorship and internship program. So I will just be calling names at random. So please feel free if I call your name, and don't be shy. I would also like to encourage you to turn on your videos if you can, right, so that we can also see you as we interact with you. Yeah. So I think I would like to start from Aishat Omolade Lawal. Right, Aisha, if you're with us, please, we would just like to hear you. Yeah, tell us about your experience in the Gypsy Mentorship and Internship Program.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Good afternoon, sorry. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, we can hear you, Aisha.
Okay, so thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you for putting the whole program together. I'm so very grateful to the organizers and also the mentors that have been taking us along through this process. I am undertaking artificial intelligence and emerging technologies, and it has been an amazing experience. Because initially I took data privacy earlier in the year, and obviously I had to just come back for artificial intelligence and emerging technologies. That's been amazing. I've learned so much. I've written on so many articles that I never thought I would before I joined this program. So yeah, it's been a really good experience, and definitely I'll join the next cohort. So I'm grateful for everyone for the opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, Aisha, for that. All right, so we'll be taking more mentees. Can we have Blessing Joseph? All right, Blessing, if you can, we want to hear from you in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Also share your experience.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, Blessing. We can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Blessing, and the course I took was ADR, Alternative Dispute Resolution. So basically, during my internship program, I learned so much I could write to because I'm kind of a lazy kind of person. And at the ADR actually trained me in so many areas that is going to help me in my legal career because I'm a law student. So I'm grateful for Gypsy and Shati for the opportunity for the mentorship, and I hope I'm going to come back for the next cohort. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Blessing. It was nice listening to you share your experience. We'll still be taking more mentees. We will take as many as we can, right? And then when we've exhausted, we'll move on to just maybe a closing statement, and then we have some announcements we'd like to share with you, and then we'll call it a day. So, like we said, we don't intend this to be a very long or lengthy closing ceremony. Okay, I can see Daniel Pitan. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name very well. Daniel, please, we would like to also hear from you in the next 2 minutes, if that's possible.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Peter Daniel. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Daniel.
So I'm currently part of the intellectual property group, and so far it has been a good experience so far. And what I like particularly about the internship for me was the article writing. It was article writing because it was a part of my skill set that I actually wanted to improve on. So, and for the fact that it was basically based on a area of law I'm actually interested in, like IP. So that actually helped a lot for me. And yeah, I hope to come back for other areas of law, probably data protection and copywriting and others. So that's what I hope for.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. All right. We look forward to having you in other courses, including the data privacy and protection class. Hopefully, you will get to learn from Mr. or Professor, sorry about that, Professor Mateos, as they share, and other data privacy professionals, as they share very, very intricate and detailed knowledge into the data privacy area. Okay, still just going or giving the opportunity at random. Igwe, yes, Igwe, please, if you can hear us, we would like to also hear from you. Igwe Oroma. Can you hear us, Igwe Oroma? Okay. All right. If she or if he can't speak, okay, can we have Abdurrahman Ademakinwa? Can you hear us, Abdurrahman?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Good
Yes, so
afternoon,
please,
everyone.
yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear
Please.
me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good afternoon.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to say a big thanks to the organizers. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I participated in data protection and privacy segment, and it was very insightful. We had Professor Mateos and other good lecturers and mentors. And it was insightful for me because the mentors use their practical experience to explain the concepts in order to break it down so it was quite relatable and using relevant examples that we could relate to made the old concepts very, very understandable. So it is really a nice experience. Well, see, for me, I would like to come back for the intellectual property and other segments I could lay my hands on. Thank you very much once again.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Abdurrahman. Right. So yeah, over to Bill Clinton. Ere Wari, Bill Clinton, if you can hear us, we would also want to hear from you.
Okay, good evening, good afternoon, rather, everyone. My name is
Yes.
Eriwari Clinton, and I was a member of the Energy Mentorship Group. The experience was a great one for me because basically I signed up for the mentorship program to expand my knowledge. I will not say I'm primarily interested in energy or energy law because I have a law background, but I just wanted to improve my knowledge and just learn more about different areas. And the program really did that for me. Also, writing articles was great because it got me to expand my knowledge and really dig deep. So that was nice. And I met a lot of very good people in the program, fellow mentees and mentors as well, which was wonderful for me. So all in all, it was a wonderful experience. And yeah, I also look forward to maybe joining the program in the future for the artificial intelligence mentorship cohorts. So yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Bill Clinton. All right, can we have Tando? Tando, if you're with us, please, we want to hear from you in a minute or two. Just share how the program has been for you, and if there are any particular experience that you have that you would like to share, and how you intend to, well, what do you intend to do with the knowledge you have gotten from the program?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Tando.
All right, thank you. My name is Tando Mihlape, and I'm from South Africa. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I found on LinkedIn provided by the Jiipcc Academy. It has been a very insightful journey for me, having to learn how to write articles, having to engage with other mentees, and also having to engage with our mentors. We have had very amazing mentors who also shared very vast and important knowledge with us. I am part of the intellectual property class, and it has always been an interest for me to learn more about intellectual property. For me, it is a very diverse and interesting topic, which I really want to get into more as I grow in my studies and in my career. So I'm looking forward to engaging more and to dive more into this into IP, and to also find more opportunities where I get to engage with people who are also in the IP field, where I will get to learn more from them, just as I have learned from Jiipcc Academy, from our other mentees and the mentors. So I am grateful for the opportunity, and thank you so much thank you so much for this opportunity.
All right, thank you very much, Tando. It was nice listening and hearing from you. So please, I would just like to encourage us, if you can, right, we would just like to kindly ask that you turn on your videos when you are called up, right? So please, let's try to do that as much as we can. We'll just give maybe another 10 to 15 minutes for us to just hear from you, and then subsequently I'll give out the announcements and then tell you how we'll be moving forward, including just the closing remark also. So just to still hear from a few people, right? We would okay. This is me just looking through to see if I can find maybe a few other people. Okay, Mariam Abubakar. Yes, if you're with us, please, we would want to hear from you. Share your thoughts and experience. And please, if you can, we'd like to ask that you turn on your video. Hello, Miriam. Okay. If Miriam is not available, Elizabeth Ojimba, please, we also want to hear from you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Dennis. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening. You're audible.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I really would have loved to turn up my video, but let's see if it's gonna work. Okay. I don't know if I can be seen, but first off, I just want to say a very big thank you to Jiipcc for this initiative. Honestly, when I joined the program, I actually I interned in data privacy and protection. I honestly joined this program because I just really wanted to improve my knowledge in that aspect. I've always had a knack for data privacy and protection, but I didn't really know it was going to turn out like this, honestly, because the mentorship program really provided me with practical insight into data governance, the frameworks, the ethical responsibilities on involved in this field actually. And for me, it's more than just accumulating knowledge. Like Mr. Obo just said, it's how to actually implement what we've learned. And this is more like a foundation for building a career in this path. And it doesn't just end here for me. I'd really love to delve further into data privacy and protection. And definitely, is there going to be a comeback? Of course, I would really love to know more about other fields like IP and the rest, anything tech for me personally. And I just want to say a very good thank you once again. I'm so grateful for this initiative and how far we've come with it. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elizabeth. All right, can we have Benis Nzenyi? Yes, can we have you come also share your experience over the course of the program? Hello, Benis, can you hear us?
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, we can hear you.
Okay, my name is Benis Zain, and I took part in the Medical Health Technology Internship Program. So, can you see me?
Yes, we can
Hello?
hear you.
All right, so
We
over
can.
the course of the program, okay. So over the course of the program, it was very hectic because I was combining it with lectures and school and other projects I was, working on. But I really learned to commit to the lectures, and I learned how to participate in team activities. I was able to learn about how to create PowerPoint presentation because during the course of the internship, I had to create I had to create slides for the presentation. Then on the 5th week of the internship also, I had to present on medical negligence, fraud, and those kind of things. So I was able to learn, presenting. So before now, I had little to no knowledge about medical law, but over time I've been able to learn and expand my knowledge about it, and I can even write more about it right now. So I'm very grateful to the team, to the organizer, to Sir William Dennis, and I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Benis. We'll still be taking a few people, right? And then when we are done with that, like I said, we'll go over to announcements. Chiamaka, can you hear me, Chiamaka Wabara?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yes, Chiamaka, we can hear you too. Please, we'll just like to hear from you. Share your thoughts on your experience with the program, which course you take, and how you intend using the knowledge post the program.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chiamaka Obara, and I'm part.
Hello, Chiamaka. It seems your network is breaking.
Oh, you can't hear me well.
Yes, we can hear you now. Your network was breaking.
Oh, okay. So I said that during the course of the internship, I learned a lot because prior to the beginning of the internship, I didn't really know much about fintech. But during my research and contributions to the group work and then the presentations, I was able to get the idea, and then the classes we had, and then I knew a lot about the fintech, and now I'm able to even if I'm told to come and talk about it, I can talk about it well. So yes, the experience was great. I know a lot about it, and yeah, I want to thank the mentors and every other person. And what I plan to do with the knowledge, well, for now, I still want to do more research on it, find how I can apply it to future aspects, and then see what I can do with it. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Chiamaka. All right, still just calling names at random and getting to hear from a few other people, or a few people. Okay, Samuel, hello, can we hear me? Hope you can hear me. Hello, can we hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, all right. Sorry, my line is having a little bit, I'm having a little issue with my network. Sorry, can we have Samuel Udoku? Samuel, if you're with us, we want to just hear from you.
Good afternoon. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Samuel.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to use this opportunity to thank each and every one of us here, the Gypsy mentors and my my colleagues. It has been a very wonderful opportunity. I really learned a lot, and I like I can still remember I had the opportunity to actually participate in the practical aspect of mediation. So, and that was even my first time of actually seeing how the simulation goes, and I truly appreciated that. So, without this opportunity, I wouldn't have actually be able to get it. So, I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone once again. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Samuel. Um, sorry, just a moment. All right, thank you very much, Samuel. All right, still just going to take maybe a person or two, and then yes, we'll be moving forward. Grace Adesiang Enyila, right? Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name very well. Grace, please would like to hear from you. Hello, Grace, can you hear us? If you can, we will want to hear from you, share your thoughts and experience with us. Okay. Okay, so Miss Oluwafemi Ogundele, we would also want
Sorry,
to hear
sir.
from sorry, we want to hear from you, share your thoughts with us on your experience, which
All
course
right.
you are taking, how you want to use the knowledge moving forward.
All right, sir. I'm really sorry I'm unable to turn on my video at the moment because of the environment I am in. And if it were a few minutes ago, I would not have been able to turn on my mic here because it was quite loud. But I'm kind of a secluded environment now. So first of all, I'd like to say thank you very much to GIPCC Academy for this opportunity. It was an amazing experience, but I would also have to be honest that it was really stressful because to be able to mix classes and writing articles and mixing classes at my university it was very difficult, but I'm happy to have seen it through because and I'm particularly happy about that because um I tried interning at Jiipcc in previous cohorts, but I wasn't able to complete it due to some reasons or the other. So I'm really happy that I saw this to the end. I'm very grateful. I'm also very grateful because as someone who has a lot of interest in the course that I took, which is intellectual property. I'm happy that I am at the very least able to say that I have some sort of certification that I at least have a little bit of knowledge in that particular area. And I was also happy to have been able to broaden my knowledge. And it was fun. It was really fun experience, basically. And I'm really grateful. And I also realized that there is a lot more I can learn from GIPCC. And for that reason, I do believe that I'll be joining future cohorts to learn other programs or other courses as well, to learn from other courses. So thank you, GIPCC Academy. Thank you, facilitators. Thank you, mentors. I am very grateful, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Luafemi. Mr. Abdurrahman, I can see you are raising your hand. Please, you can go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh yeah, good afternoon everyone again. Abdurrahman Admakima from Data Protection and Privacy class. I just want to appreciate Mr. Dennis Williams too and Mrs. Sophie. I'm very sure it's not a very simple task coordinating this large amount of people into classes and cohorts. So this is just me saying a very big thank you to you and Mrs. Sophie. Mrs. Sophie was sending the links of each of our classes to our group chat, and I'm quite sure my colleagues still agree with me that yes, you did a very commendable work. You being timely with your reminders and with the links and everything. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Abdurrahman. I really do appreciate the joy and the gladness in my heart is that we're able to make it through from the start of the program, considering that we have quite a number of people who join in for the program as first, and then seeing how we can do our possible best to make sure that we carry on as many people as we can. It's not very easy, but we are happy that in our own or on our own part, we have been able to follow through and ensure that the program as a whole has been a success. So thank you once again for the appreciation. We really thank you. We really do appreciate that you see the efforts that we put into making sure that classes hold and every other thing that pertains to the program goes very well. Thank you once again, Mr. Abdurrahman. And then finally, we'll be taking one more person, and then we'll be rounding up shortly. That is Baraka, sorry, Alade. Baraka, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, good afternoon, Baraka.
Thank you so much. The mentorship was a lot. I was glad I actually learned a lot throughout the course. I took the intellectual property program, and prior to that, my knowledge of intellectual property was quite minimal, and I've learned quite a lot on it. But I actually love to learn more on intellectual property, different aspects of intellectual property before I can think of implementing it. I'm really grateful to the mentors and Mr. Dennis and Ms. Sophia as well. I look forward to applying for the next course. I'd love to take alternative dispute resolution next. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Baraka, for your shared thoughts. Yeah, so I think we've heard from quite a number of you, and we want to say a big thank you to those who spoke. Right, we are really happy to hear that so far so good. Even though the process itself was a bit stressful, we apologize for that. Based off of how the course contents and how broad they are, a lot of the learning also has to be done on your own end in terms of the research you have to make. You working together with teams, in spite of tight schedules, we really do see the efforts you people put, and we on our own end want to celebrate and commend those who really gave it their all to ensure that for their articles and their presentations they were able to work on it. We say a big thank you to the mentees, right? Like we said, or like I earlier said, we see your efforts and we do not take it for granted, right? You are not just part of a mentorship in that sense. What you have joined is part of a family also, because the way we have structured ourselves is in such a way that post the Gypsy Mentorship and Internship program, you can join our alumni community. And then when there are updates that we have to share with you, right, you can always take advantage of the updates that we share, some including other job opportunities, maybe fellowship programs that we get to hear of that we feel will be beneficial to you. We do share them on the alumni group. So please, after the program, when we send out, we'll be sending out some links of some other groups that you can join, right? We encourage you to do so, to join, so that you can take advantage of, what we'll be sharing with you on those platform posts, the Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship Program. And also just to kindly say, just like Mr. Joseph pointed out, and also some of our mentors pointed out, that you can do well to, sorry, I'm losing the train of my thoughts, but just like he said, you can do well to connect with your mentees or the co-mentees that are within your group, right? And you can also do well to also network with mentors. Our mentors have, from some of them, they have given you the open platform to reach out to them, to connect to them, ask questions, meet out, reach out, just generally overall, try to see if you can build a good relationship with them. I'm sure once you tell them that you are from Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship Program, they will be glad to give you a listening ear, right? So please take advantage of the opportunity that you have gotten via this platform post the Mentorship and Internship Program. Let your learning phase or the learning curve, right? Let the learning phase or the learning curve that you have, let the learning phase or the learning curve that you have experienced within the program, let it not just end here. Let it continue post the program, right? Let it continue post the program. For your certificates, right? You'll be receiving your certificates come Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Come Wednesday, you'll be receiving your certificates. The announcements for that will also be shared to the group. If you haven't filled the certificates form, right, do well to do that, right, so that we are able to prepare your certificates for you and send it out to you when it is time to do that. All right. Once again, want to say a big thank you to the mentors, right? Well, we do not just bring this, like Mr. Joseph pointed out, our mentors do this for absolutely free of charge, right? We don't pay them to come mentor you in class, right? So you can see the efforts they put, and then some of our mentors go as far as making sure that they prepare presentation slides that are tailored particularly for the classes that you encounter. So yeah, that is the level of commitment that our mentors have to this program, right? So please and please and please and please and please do well to also build that kind of culture where you are attuned to making sure that based off your own knowledge that you acquire and you gain, right, you are also able to pass it and push it on to others, right? And we look forward to collaborating with you. Like I said, the Jiipcc mentorship is not just something you come 7 weeks, you are done. It's a family, right? And we want to build that kind of relationship with you. If you need recommendations, you need some assistance in some ways that you believe we can help you out with, right? We will do well to connect you with the necessary help that you need. Also, for those who took the ADR course, all right, we brought the ADR class to you in collaboration with the SHATI, that's the Settlement House Area Training Institute, right? We were able to sponsor them. They were able to help put the ADR class together. They offer post Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship Program. They offer certification in alternative dispute resolution so that you can be certified as an alternative dispute resolution professional. So if you're interested in that, you can take advantage of the discounts that they give for our mentees, right? To ensure that you gain that certification for a very, very little cost, right? So please make sure to do well to that. If you took the ADR course, make sure to do well to reach out to Mr. Nyacham, right? If you are interested in that opportunity. Yeah, so with that, I think it's safe to say we've come to the end of this closing ceremony. You've heard from the mentors, you've heard from also co-mentees. Mr. Joseph has shared his thoughts on, how best you can move forward with the knowledge that you have gained to generally better yourself and also better the society around you. With that, I want to say a big thank you to everyone once again, both mentors and mentees. It has been an incredible 7 weeks. Please kindly do well to reach out to me if you need any assistance or any help. Right, I would be available to take up your complaints or requests if that be the case. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Once again, we are done with the Jiipcc Mentorship and Internship Program. Follow us on LinkedIn if you are okay. Or Mr. Joseph, do you have something you would like to share before we go?
A friend of mine used a quote. She once said, that was many years ago. She said, parting is such sweet sorrow, but we are not necessarily parting. Let's keep the engagement on, and let's keep communicating. Let's keep interacting. Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. All right, please do enjoy the rest of your day. For the mentees, for the mentors that were able to make it to the closing ceremony, we say a big thank you. Thank you very, very, very much, Professor Mateos. All right, Professor Mateos said you can reach out to him if you want to. That's for those in the data class. Please do well to connect with him. If you need help with connecting with any of the mentors, do well to reach out to me. We'll try and see how we can get you connected. And please, in your communications and your conversations with our mentors, please try and be as professional as you can and make sure that you are taking maximum use or advantage of whatever you'll be getting from them. All right, goodbye everyone and take care. God bless.